Ladies and gentlemen, New York-based singer-songwriter Denny Love and Justin.
Thank you.
For you, it's a miracle you were sent to me. I don't wanna see you too vulnerable. One look at you and I lose control. It's not so easy, but I really wanna let you know. I don't wanna fight it. I can't help myself. You're electrifying. You make me feel alive. Deep inside, and it's just the perfect time. All I wanna do is pass the look of love, give the look of love, see it to your heart and soul, your mind and body. Pass the look of love, give the look of love. Read my eyes, I'm falling for you, and that's how you know. Let me be honest with you. I don't do the nonsense and no games. I'm not naive, no. I see you looking too. You don't even have to say a word. I feel like I can fly like a bird over obstacles, leaps and bounds. I'll be down. I don't understand. We were just good friends, and it's all about to change and get even better. Nothing can stop me, not even stormy weather. I'm intoxicated, it's a celebration for you and me. Just one look, everything changes. We pass the look of love, we give the look of love, see into your heart and soul, your mind and body. And we pass the look of love, give the look of love. I'm falling for you, and that's how you know. You look into my eyes. You don't even have to say I love you. You just sympathize. Oh, this time I try to find a way to show you more. And we share the look of
Thank you.
It feels like I'm barely breathing. I'm struggling. The rain comes tumbling down on my ceiling like it's coming in. Oh, you dominate my dreams, and I can't sleep. No, the bat keeps running so deep. I'm feeling so unprepared for the thought of you. It kinda makes me scared. I'm drowning in you. I gotta come up for air and say, I'm saying, there must be something in the water, 'cause I can't taste you everywhere. Woo! I close my eyes and I can see it. Oh, I feel like an island. I'm surrounded. I don't know what to do. I'm held captive. Lock me down and throw away the key. Baby, you can do whatever you want with me. I'm so ready. I don't wanna stop, baby. It's about to get so hot for me as you come in here, like you just don't care, and you look so good. I'm feeling so unprepared for the thought of you. Kinda makes me scared. I'm drowning in you, baby. I gotta come up for air and say, I'm saying, there must be something in the water, 'cause I can't taste it everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Oh, you're everywhere, and I can't help it when you come in here, like you just don't care, and you look so good. I'm feeling so unprepared for the thought of you. Kinda makes me scared. I'm drowning in you. I gotta come up for air and say, there must be something in the water. I can't taste you everywhere. Ooh, everywhere. There must be something in the water, 'cause I can't taste you everywhere, yeah. Everywhere, everywhere. There must be something in the water. I can taste you everywhere. Thank you. Woo! So again, I'm Tenny Love. This is Justin, and we're gonna do another song for you. It's called Know You Better, and these are just a preview of some of the songs that we do with a full band. Usually it's 10 pieces. Horns, there's keys, drums, singers, besides me. And we'll talk more about some of our upcoming stuff a little bit later in the show. I've been waiting for this feeling. You know it's been quite a long time. Running in circles and I'm pacing. Can't help it, I'm impatient. Gotta know who you are, what you want. Ooh, we've been going back and forth, playing tell me what you want, baby. I got love on my mind. Oh, anyone can understand why the way I feel is no surprise. And it don't matter where we are, but I know it's the right time. I can't wait another day. I just wanna get to know you better. Ooh, feels like I'm waiting for forever. Now I just wanna get to know you better. I wanna get to know you. Get to know you better. Get to know you. Get to know you better. You know good love is what I'm praying. And if you want it, you should open up your heart. Let me broaden your horizon. Now my temperature is rising, I'm in heat. Woo. Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to make a scene. Just wanna be the star of all your good and bad dreams. And you can lean on me. Oh, with a little love to keep this going. It should be overflowing. I wanna go there. I wanna go there with you. That's why got love on my mind. And anyone can understand why the way I feel is no surprise. And it don't matter where we are, but I know it's the right time. I can't wait another day. I just wanna get to know you better. Ooh, feels like I'm waiting for forever. Now I just wanna get to know you better. I wanna get to know you, yeah. Get to know you better. Get to know you, baby, yeah. Get to know you better. Break it down now. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, I wanna get to know you better. That's why got love on my mind. Oh, anyone can understand why the way I feel is no surprise. And it don't matter where we are. I know it's the right time. I can't wait another day. I just wanna get to know you better. Oh, I feel like I'm waiting for forever. I just wanna get to know you better. I can't wait another day. I just wanna get to know you. I wanna get to know you. I feel like I'm waiting for forever. Now I just wanna get to know you better. Get to know you. Wanna get to know you, baby. To know you better. Get to know you, baby. Get to know you better. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Evan. We're going to have a little bit more of a discussion, interview, and more about Denny Love and Justin a little bit later. Thank you.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
Welcome to Eastern Island Medical, where special care is given to patients seeking treatments for relief of pain as a result to auto injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Our practice provides many types of treatment, including medical supervision, physical therapy, chiropractic care, acupuncture, and pain management. We also offer full range of diagnostic testing. Our practice provides many types of treatment, including medically supervised physical therapy, chiropractic care, acupuncture, pain management, and we also offer full range of diagnostic testing.
All right. It's the Greg Carlucci Show, and I'm Greg Carlucci.
You're damn right.
Actually, I'm Evan Ginzburg. This is Legends TV with my co-host Steve Ludwig, and joining us, the illustrious radio host, Greg Carlucci, with his banner. Tell us about the banner, Greg.
What you see is what you get, man. It's just discombobulated with a bunch of signatures.
Who are some of these signatures? Who are the most famous guys you have on here?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. I would say Vinnie Vella's up there. Oh, geez. There's so many. I mean, there's Vic DiBitetto. I'm sure you heard of him. He's a comedian.
Great comedian.
Outrageous
Outrageous comedian.
There's just, I don't know. I'll tell you the truth, I don't know. There's got to be about 50 signatures.
And you guys are both radio hosts. First of all, tell us about the Carlucci Show.
Well, the Carlucci Show I started about 4.5 years ago. I do it from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. You were a guest on my show.
That's right, several times.
There, twice.
Yeah.
Did he sign your poster?
Did you?
I don't
Then
remember.
you're the most famous person ever.
There you go.
I didn't bring the pen.
All right.
I always draw a blank when someone's like, who are all your guests? Who signed your poster?
What's your name?
The first question he asked me. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you remember all your guests from the last 3 years?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I went to school, Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I graduated in February of 2010, and then immediately started a show. We started what was called the Luch and Leone Show with my friend, and then he took off. Just kind of wanted to do other things, just like everybody else. They all kind of start, and then they just kind of do, life takes over.
Sure.
So I stuck with it, and I've been pretty successful. It's been great. Been doing it for, started my own show with my name, and then I've been doing this on my own for 4 years. So I'm approaching 5 years. I can't believe that.
And you've had some very outrageous guests, some
Very.
incredible comedians, and no holds barred. How do you feel about strong language on radio?
I'm all for it. honestly. I mean, to tell you the truth, they say that terrestrial radio is dead. You know, I'm not necessarily agreeing with that, but I mean, I think in today's day and age, I think that, I mean, off the air, we're going to F-bomb or we're going to say S, you know, whatever. I don't know if we can't curse.
You can curse here.
You can say shit or whatever.
Okay.
But
you can't take your clothes off here. No nudity. Yeah.
I've been throwing up in my mouth already.
Yeah.
I just think as long as it doesn't cross the line and there's nothing derogatory said about somebody or whatnot, you can relax and be yourself and say, and not have to worry. Whenever you listen to FM radio, it's like someone calls in, they're like, I don't know what the, and it's like, oh, what are you doing? And it kind of ruins the mojo of the show, the flow of the show. Yeah. So I want to kind of stay internet like you're doing. I mean, this is kind of the new thing now. I think it's going to take over. We're serious.
Well, internet radio is going into cars. I mean, anybody in the world can hear the Carlucci show or classic pop culture.
On your iPhone, anything, any mobile.
Right.
I mean, it's much more accessible.
So, Steve, you have the freedom to use any language whatsoever on classic pop culture, but basically you work clean. So why is that a different philosophy?
I don't know. I mean, like Greg was saying, if we're sitting around with a bunch of guys, or girls, sorry, but you know, you might occasionally use some salty language. But if it doesn't add something to the conversation, I see no need for it. I've had guests that have used offensive language, which isn't offensive to me. Just whatever feels natural, and it just doesn't feel natural for me, as a host, to use that kind of language if it's not appropriate. Okay. But like with Greg's show, I've heard Greg's show.
It works.
It works.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
I will say this, and again, I'm not partial to being able to say whatever you want because I'm on internet radio, but I did make a demo, like an 8-minute demo, and it was for someone that's very big in the industry, and the person who was kind of coordinating it with me was like, you got to talk about raunchy and this, you got to put all the back. It's so funny. I mean, like, because it's got all that stuff in it, and then I made a cleaner version, and it's not half as funny as, you know, the version where he talked. So I think I'm a little bit more compelled to do.
I grew up on Richard Pryor, Lenny Bruce, George Carlin. I never had a problem with language. We've discussed this on the show before.
Right.
But I just personally feel that the 1 or 2 times in the course of the year that I curse, it's going to mean a lot more because people are going to go, wow, he's really sincere about this. He's really angry about this. He's pissed off. You know, it's just gonna mean a little more. But I have no problem with strong language.
I think you used up your quota on the ride over here today.
That's right. That's right.
Well, you're done for the year. Ginzburg's always like, make sure you don't do this, don't do that. Even when he came to my show, I don't want to, but you know, I'm very impressed and I'm honored. I wanted to say to both you to be on this show, to be asked to be on the show. It's a long time coming.
We're happy to have you. And how long a trip was it for you?
It's only 100 miles, but once you get
100 miles, okay.
over, well, I'm in sales, so 100 miles to me is like nothing.
If you ride 100 miles an hour, you're here in 1 hour.
That's
so I don't know what the complaint is.
You ever see that thing where the guy asked his girlfriend on Facebook? You never saw it? I don't really want to explain it, but how long does it take if you're going? I don't know. I can't think of it, but it's funny. People watching have probably seen it.
We had a guest take a Greyhound from Detroit a few weeks back, so
for
to
this
come
show?
here. That's right.
Were they smoking?
Yeah.
It was
you
a
got
dog.
Donuts here. I mean,
that's right.
And it was a dog. It wasn't a bus. It was a Greyhound. He rode the dog.
That's right. That's
okay,
right.
that's enough.
No, but I'm very impressed with your career as well. And
Thank you.
know, obviously everybody knows that you were the co-producer of the movie The Wrestler.
Associate producer. I wasn't the money guy.
Which is
I was the wrestling guy.
Though one of all of our favorite movies.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's cool. And it's cool to finally be on the couch talking to you guys.
There you go. So instead of talking about your show, why don't we see a clip from Greg Carlucci in action with legendary hip-hop artist Beanie Siegel in this video, folks. Check it out.
You're listening to The Carlucci Show.
Beanie Siegel in the house.
Homie, you got to chill. Before Fresh Prince was Will, and and Jeff was on the wheels. We drunk Brass Monkey and Chili Chill. Man, I was slicker than Rick. Fat Boy Chubby, fifth on my hip. Fresh Stay Dougie, Spot Builts, Elises, E-Tonics, Lotto, Ski Goggles, Mantronics. I never waved my gun in the air like Onyx. I buckshot shorties with the Smith & West iron. K plus RS equals 1. Nigga with an attitude, 100-mile run. Don't believe the hype. PE #1. Broad Street Boogie. I'm back, here I come.
Nice. Can I get an applause?
Yeah,
Can I get an applause?
with Jay, when I stood in front of Jay, I just kept rapping.
Oh, we're getting into that. We're getting into that.
And then he just looked at me like, yo, don't let him leave the room.
Yeah. All right, so basically then your first record that so you pretty much got discovered.
Yeah.
Like people were like, who's this guy that's doing this stuff? Like,
it was funny because there's a group out of Philly called Philly's Most Wanted. They actually had a meeting with Rockefeller, and one of the guys, Bubonic, he asked me to go up to the meeting with him, that I wanted to take the ride.
Okay.
I was about to go to a dog fight. I didn't even go.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I know.
And he knows how I am with dogs, right?
Yeah, it's true. I was in my life or whatever I did, but that's one thing that I do regret is I exposed my emotions to, and that don't sit right with me.
Why?
But I don't take nothing back.
Well, let me ask you this question.
The way it got exposed, I wish that could have been confined in a room and in-house. You know what I mean?
If he called you tomorrow,
yeah,
and said let's do something together, what would you do?
Let's go.
You do it.
But we gotta have a conversation.
You heard
first.
it tonight on the Carlucci Show.
Yeah.
Beanie Siegel.
Yeah.
Would get back and I guess collaborate with Jay-Z again.
All day.
All right. There
That's
you
still
go.
my brother.
That's awesome. I like to hear
love
that.
Jay.
I got his.
I ain't gonna lie, I love Jay.
I play his In New York song all the time. I got it right here if you want to put it on.
Yeah. All day.
That's good, man. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm watching the throne.
There's
and
no
for those
reason.
who don't know who brown rollers, if you're from the projects, you know they roaches. Yeah.
Brown rollers?
Yeah, they roaches.
Isn't that what I saw in your house, Andy?
Yeah, brown roll. I dare you.
When I was at your place?
Go in somebody's house that's in the projects, and I dare you to move that aluminum foil box on top of that.
Turn that light on too late.
30 of them jokers will come running out. So I'm like,
come on, give me a little fist pump or something. Come on, little Guido fist pump.
I hit the school.
I want a Guido fist pump. Can you do it, cuz? Jersey Shore.
Look at his.
There you go. Come on, Beanie. Can I get a Jersey Shore fist pump?
See, when I raise my fists, it's usually
I don't
for
do
something
it.
else.
I don't do it.
I mean, I ain't did the fist pump since Arsenio Hall. When I raise my fist, it's usually either a left or a right.
All right, so Beanie won't do it.
Yeah, they be gone after that. I don't even see them no more.
All right, man.
That's why they call me Mint. And this thing too.
Trust me, I don't do the Jersey Shore thing. I think that's the most the tooly. What's the word? Tooliest. Tools. You know, come on, Andy. You ever been in a bar where people are doing that?
We from South Philly, man. Ain't nothing like South Philly, man.
You know it.
Ain't nothing like from South Philly, man. I be in South Philly. I be on my side of the track, so I go over in Little Italy, man.
So that was Beanie Siegel on the Carlucci Show. And Greg, Steve and I regularly have legendary guests on our radio shows, but when a legend walks into the studio, how do you react?
You know, I wanted to kind of tell you about that whole situation because, first of all, the reason why you got that video is because I'm starting my YouTube channel now.
All right.
So the person that's doing it, that's the only video that they had up so far.
Oh, okay.
But that's like, I have videos before then, but that was my first real guest. And man, I tell you, it was really hard to get him in. I had a good connection through a friend, and they even showed up about an hour and a half late, but we still did a show. And it was one of those, and I'm sure you guys have had it once in your career, it was just like the aha moment where you went, holy shit.
This is the real deal.
Something's happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm not at school anymore. I'm not sitting in with friends going, I want to be a radio host. I'm interviewing someone who was pretty much as big as Jay-Z in like 2002, you know?
Right.
Even though I really didn't know who he was. But
okay.
I was relaxed doing the interview because I wasn't starstruck. I really didn't know who he was. But when he walked into the school, of all the celebrities I've had in, he got the most, like people just their heads were turned.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. I mean, I was intimidated, but at the end of the night, I remember I jumped on Beanie's back. He was piggybacking me.
There you go.
You know, I yelled pretty loud when it was all over. And that started every other guest.
Steve will tell you, with us, it's almost like they could be super famous, but again, if you're not a big fan or you're not that knowledgeable,
Right.
it's not that big a deal. But when it's somebody from your childhood, right?
yeah.
Right, Steve?
Oh, I've been on a little over a year now, and when I first started out, one of my early guests was Tommy James.
Right.
Moni Moni, Crimson and Clover, all those. And I grew up in the 60s. And I'm saying to myself, in the back of my mind, I'm talking to Tommy James,
It's
one
crazy,
of my
right?
childhood idols.
Yeah, yeah.
But as you said, as you get on, you realize, they are humans. I mean, it's such a thrill.
They
to
are
speak with them.
humans. All these guests are humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you bring
No, I
pets.
totally understand what
Yeah.
he's saying. Guys say the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you say, wow, I'm speaking to so-and-so. And I said, but, he's a guy like me now, or she's a woman, a regular.
You know what I've learned with very famous people who I've become friends with, like legendary wrestlers. You go, this guy's a legend, but he's cheap. This guy's a legend, but
Everybody,
he's
yeah.
got a drug problem. This
Right.
guy's a legend, but he's a drinker. They're people. They're
Yeah.
people. They have issues.
What I get a kick out of is in my own domain, so to speak, my studio. I could have seen this person on TV for 20 years, but as soon as they pop their head through the door, they're just like looking at Steve or you.
Right.
It's not like if you saw them in a different function, like, you'd be like, oh my God, like, you're so-and-so. But when they walk in, they go, hi. I'm just like, oh, hey, take a seat.
Yeah.
And you don't look at them differently because you're in that mode of like, all right, I got to do a show. And then you go home, and as you're driving home, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was just sitting
Yeah.
there with so
And what's great is when you do speak to someone you admire and you find out that they're really good guys.
Yes.
Say, wow,
Yeah.
an idol of mine is actually a cool person.
And every
Wow.
once in a while, you find a hero is a zero.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've had guys say, I want $500 for an interview, and we're like,
yeah.
we don't pay for interviews,
I rarely hear it, but the people who ask it are the people who are hot now,
Right.
like the reality TV stars or something like that.
Or nobodies generally.
And then 2 years later, I'm not saying anything, but then you never see them again. And, it is what it is.
I mean, they'll pay you $500 to be on 2 years from now.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah.
I think one time I got a car for someone, and that was it.
Okay.
One time actually, someone picked somebody up that was on my show, and one time I drove somebody back to the city. Otherwise, of 100 guests, these people, they come, they sit in traffic, they come at night, and they don't ask for anything.
Beautiful.
And it's just amazing.
Beautiful. So, guys, give out the contact information for your shows. Classic Pop Culture?
Yeah, well, it's planetludwig.com. We're archived 24/7. I'm going to be speaking with George Harrison's sister, Beatle George Harrison. She wrote a book. She's got a lot of nice stories, things like that. But, yeah, planetludwig.com. Thanks, Evan. And you're on
Legends Radio every Wednesday, 7 to 9:20 p.m. And the Carlucci Show?
Now, is that because you're a legend, or just you?
No, because we have legends. It's not like egomania.
Because in my mind,
LegendsRadio.net.
in my mind, you're a legend. Evan.
Thank you. I
Always
appreciate
were.
that. And the Carlucci Show.
My show is better than all these shows.
That's
obviously.
right. It's true.
That's why the sign's up.
Signs
And he has a
up.
better banner than we have. Yeah.
I
That's
got
right.
paid $50 for that.
There you go.
I wanted like a
It's worth
parachute
more with
type
the
of-
autographs, though.
Yeah, right?
It's nice the way you actually were able to copy the autographs. They look just like the real ones.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, right? My show is, and I still get my balls busted because I say www all the time.
Right.
But I'm going to say it again, www.thecarluccishow.com. And I'm live 8 to 10 on my website, thecarluccishow.com, I just said. And the show's on Ustream. I think you're on Ustream too,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So if you ever want to see my show, you get kind of lazy. You don't really put them all up on your website. So just go to ustreamtv.com and then type in The Carlucci Show. You'll see the whole list. There's 100 some odd shows. And I broadcast on MTR Radio, which is kind of Philly-based, and it's all over the world, obviously, because it's internet. But it's called Saturday Night with Carlucci. It's from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday night, and it's 6 hours of the greatest radio in the world, right?
That's right. And
It's
what's the
mtrradio.com.
craziest thing that's ever happened on your show?
Honestly, the craziest thing that nothing actually ever happened, but I mean, some of the things I really can't talk about here. Nothing.
You can talk about
crazy.
anything,
Now
just
you
don't
have
name
to.
names.
You have to talk about it now.
Don't get
yeah,
yourself
right?
sued.
But more so characters, people that were in my studio where I had to lean back and just go, my God, I'm floored by this person. I can't believe it. And probably the most was, God rest his soul, the kid from Brooklyn. Did you ever hear of
Yeah.
the kid from Brooklyn? And he did my show 4 times. And did you ever see his YouTube videos?
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
out of his mind. He's I developed a great relationship with him. So sick to my stomach that he passed away last year.
Wow.
Because I really wanted to take him along with me, and just seeing the way he acted when he got riled up and the stuff that came out of his mouth.
You have a lot of hot actresses and reality stars. You ever get to date any of them? Don't name names. Yeah.
We're actually talking to one right now.
There you go.
No, the one thing that I did say is that in my earlier days doing the show, I was always like, oh, she's a guest on my show. Maybe I can. Oh.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get in. I can call her. You know?
Yeah.
And then I started to realize that this was something I wanted to do professionally my whole life,
right.
you know, and cut out the play stuff. Like, your guest is your guest.
Right.
No, don't be like, hey, you want to go grab a drink? You know, like, I did that like 1 or 2 times when I first started getting hot girls in.
Right.
And then I was like, I can't even do this because when I'm interviewing them, I'm trying to impress them.
There you go.
You know, I mean, who wouldn't? You know, these girls are gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I look at it just as they're my guests now, and maybe somewhere down the road, you know, we meet up somewhere. I'll be like, hey, what's up, remember?
See, Steve's married 38 years, and marriage is the death of hope, so he doesn't even cross that line.
Well, so I have a quick minute, though. I can tell you the success to a long marriage. My wife and I go on romantic dinners twice a week. She goes Tuesday, I go Thursday.
I knew he was going to say, or I was going to say affairs.
Anyway, folks, any big names coming up?
No, go right ahead.
Probably, he said he was going to do my show. I'm going to reach out to him this week. Is Jackie Martland from the Howard Stern Show.
There you go. We had him on Legends Radio. He's awesome.
You did
awesome.
have him.
Yeah.
He's great.
Right.
Love him.
Very humble. Very down-to-earth guy.
That's why he's doing our shows.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
It's not the Howard Stern Show. I have a lot of people. I can't say specifically that I have people booked. You know how it is. You talk to them. You're emailing. All right, let's set a date. I don't want to say any names right now.
Yeah. And we'll do it when our CD comes out. We'll do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
To tell you the truth, usually at this time in September, I'm geared up for the whole year, and I got guests lined up for like the next 4 months.
There you go.
This is my first year where I'm kind of just taking it. I don't even do my show every single week anymore. I'm going to get back to that, but I'm just kind of like slow down a little bit. You know, life is kind of getting in the way, and like just start to.
And all the archives are always there anyway.
All the archives are always there.
We got 30 seconds, Steve. Any big name guests?
Well, I mean, coming up, you know, October, Halloween month, horror fans will know the name Mark Patton. He played Jesse Walsh in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. He was the star of the movie.
Okay.
And so he's coming up. He's got a tremendous backstory. That's really interesting part of the interview that's going to happen. Yeah.
All right. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Greg co-host with Steve. We're going to have Australian journalist Jeff Brown. We're going to talk wrestling and much more. Don't go anywhere.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's Dad's big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, Mommy and Dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds. Released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from
Planet Babylandia.
Hugo, play with us on the bus.
wheels on the bus
Go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
All right, Evan Ginzburg back with Legends TV. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Al and Doug, my new buddies from jury duty. Okay, so anyway, we are joined by Jeff Brown, our furthest guest all the way from Australia. Thank you for coming. And that was quite a long walk, I would imagine.
Yeah, we took the subway.
The subway, right. What do you think of the New York subways? Very clean, right?
The subways are clean. Some of the people on it are a little bit debatable.
Yeah.
They look like Evan.
That's right, that's right.
That was Evan. No.
So you've written about pro wrestling for the longest time. You're a noted wrestling journalist. And tell us about your interest in wrestling in Australia. We've had a lot of the same stars.
Yeah. Well, in Australia, it started in basically the big one, started from 1964 and ran to 1978. And me being born in 1960, like it was...
You were born in 1960?
1960.
1959.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
54.
54, okay. You're like the baby. I'm not even going to ask you. We're jealous.
Yeah. So I started watching it on TV as a kid, and a neighbour took my brother and I in 1966. It was Mark Lewin and Skull Murphy.
Wow.
And that sort of
Didn't Skull Murphy kill himself?
He died. Some say it was suicide, and some say it was accidentally took too many sleeping tablets.
Okay, so they're still not sure?
Yeah, I've heard two different versions. I'm not sure which one.
Bottom line is he's dead.
Yeah, he
okay.
is dead.
He is dead, okay.
That we can agree on.
You know, we're laughing, but there are wrestlers that some people still aren't sure they're alive or dead. What's the story with Spiros Arion?
Look, Spiros Arion, well, I say Arion.
You're wrong, we're right.
No, I'm kidding. What happened, a wrestler by the name of Andreas Lambrakis passed away.
Right.
And a lot of people thought that was Spiros Arion's real name. So when this Andreas Lambrakis passed away, the story came out that Spiros had died.
So he's not dead?
Well, he wasn't last I heard.
Okay.
But a friend of mine, Libnan Ayub, was talking to a Greek wrestler called Con Papalazaro, and he said to him, "Oh, it's really sad about Spiros dying." And Con said to him, "When did he die?" He said, "Oh, well, a couple of years ago." And Con said, "I spoke to him last week."
Okay, so
in
that
Athens.
kills that theory.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
So Libnan got an interview with him, which is on a yet-to-be-released documentary on World Championship Wrestling in Australia. But that was a couple of years ago now, so he may have passed in between that.
We're still trying to figure out what happened to Victor Rivera. I heard somebody from his own family was looking for him.
I'm not sure. He never came out to Australia, so I'm not...
Oh, okay. Spiros Arion, I saw at the Garden wrestle Bruno 3 months in a row, and every Greek cab driver in New York was at that thing. I mean, Spiros was a big deal here in New York.
You know, the funny thing about him is in Australia, he was a legend, but he was a popular one. He was never the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, he was a heel here.
Yeah,
I mean, once he turned on Bruno, he made Chief J. Strongbow, the noted Italian Indian, eat his feathers.
Noted Italian Indian.
Well, in Australia, it's funny, years later, I'd be talking to Greek people at work, this is say in the 80s and 90s, and I'd tell them that in America, Spiros was the bad guy, and they just wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
They refused to believe it. They're saying, there's no way. Because this guy, you know, Melbourne, where I'm from, I think we've got the second or third largest Greek population outside of Athens.
Right.
So,
they have statues of Spiros in Melbourne.
Well, literally, he is an icon. And, yeah, they just would not believe that he could possibly be bad.
What do you like and not like about New York since you've been here with your lovely wife, Tracy?
Central Park is probably the best thing I've seen.
Okay.
Manhattan's very manic. I've liked most of it. There's not much that I would say I don't like.
They've done polls that say that New Yorkers are the rudest people in America, and I think that's nonsense. What's your take on that?
It's the tourists in America, in New York.
The tourists are the rude ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of rude tourists. But most of the locals, wherever we've been, if we go to catch a subway and you're not sure, someone usually comes up to you and says, "Where do you want to go?" That happened today, actually. We were looking at the instructions on how to get here, and a lady said, "You know, where do you want to go?" And we showed her, and she said, "Catch that one." And yeah, everyone's been friendly to us.
There you go. And we have some mutual friends in Australia, Joe Mandiker and the Initiative. I know Steve's very friendly with them, and I'm sure they're all watching and supporting you in your TV. Is this your TV thing?
It is, yes.
You had to travel around the world.
Yeah, I think I might have been on Crime Stoppers once. But
yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
I did see Jeff's picture in the post office. Nice profile. That's what they have criminals hanging up in the post office, Jeff.
So what's been the highlight?
Little American joke there. Okay.
Probably going to Graceland to see Elvis's house, I'd say.
Some of that furniture's tacky, man. You know?
No, it's spectacular.
Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show some clips of classic Australian wrestling. Set up this clip. It's a tag team match.
The tag team match. I was actually at this particular one.
You were at this match?
I was at this match.
So you're the 6-year-old in the first row.
No, this is 1973.
Okay.
And I was actually I'm either in the first or second row.
And you see yourself in this clip?
You can't see me in it because I'm sitting where the camera's being shot from behind me. Wow. They used to put it up on the stage, actually at Festival Hall is where the Beatles and that played. They used to set it up the top. So I'm sitting down the bottom, so you won't be able to see me in it. Okay. But I was up close to it, and probably the most amazing thing about it is Mark Lewin manages to get his head caught in the ropes.
Which is never a good thing.
Well, the funny thing, in all the time that I ever watched the wrestling, I never saw anyone else.
Cactus Jack lost his ear like that.
But I never seen anyone do this, and he used to do it regularly.
Yeah. No, Cactus Jack used to do it until he lost his ear. You know, that broke that habit.
But the thing to watch for in this one is when his head's caught in the rope, it's actually sideways, and Mark Lewin is choking. I'm not quite sure how that works. Like
I saw Mark Lewin in Florida when he went out of his mind with Kevin Sullivan's army, and he came out of the sea, and he was like demonic.
Yeah. You know? Well, again, he's another one that in Australia he was only the good guy.
Yeah, no, he was a real heel in Florida. I saw him in Florida.
Yeah, he was only ever a good guy, never bad.
All right.
He led the fight for good.
And who are the other participants?
I think it's Bulldog Brower.
Yeah, the late great Bulldog Brower.
Big Bad John was his partner, and King Curtis.
Wow.
Who was...
So except for Lewin, they're all gone, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so this really is history, folks. Classic Australian wrestling. Check it out.
Would you like to buy a painting?
Stop it. We don't need the attention.
Come on.
My talent is for finding artists, helping to bring new work into the world when I find someone I believe in.
Something's not right. I don't trust him.
I need you to do something for me. But you can't tell your sister.
Where are you going?
I have something I can do, and I'm going to do it. I see you painting, Alice, doing what you were born to do. Let me do what I was born to do.
And Dick the Bulldog Brower. What a bruising, brawling match. And Cox and Lewin have given even more than they've received. Look at the beautiful drop kick to the chin of Abdullah the Butcher. There's another one, but he misses only partially. It hurt both of them, and in comes Brower. Brower is coming in. He's over there. Cox is in the ring. Watch it. He's kicking him away. He comes down with a hammer blow. Watch Cox. He might get it. He's got him up. It's a brain buster on Dick the Bulldog Brower. In the meantime, Abdullah the Butcher came down with a butcher's axe. There's another butcher's axe on Lewin. All four men in the ring. Cox kept his promise. He gave the brain buster to Bulldog Brower. And Waldo Von Erich has come in. There's a butcher's axe to Mark Lewin. Eddie Swan is trying to get Cox and Waldo Von Erich. Look at the atomic drop. Spiro Syrian put on him, and he puts him over Abdullah the Butcher. Eddie Swan sees him down, gives him the count of three, and the crowd's going wild. The winners of the match, Mark Lewin and King Curtis. But Dick the Bulldog Brower, I have never seen anybody get up after the brain buster. Usually they're out for some time and have to be carried out of the ring. He has literally gone berserk. In comes King Curtis. He comes over with a double chop. It doesn't even faze Brower. No wonder he's called a human tank. He gets another chop, another chop, another chop. And he body slams King Curtis and comes right back on top of Killer Carl Cox with a figure four strangle at the throat. In comes young Johnny Gray. Whoa! Johnny Gray, what nerve and courage to even come in there. And Brower throws him over the top stand of the rope. Goes right back in that figure four strangle on Cox. Lewin and Curtis on the mat. In comes Milano. He picks up Milano. Body goes right back into the figure four. He has gone berserk. Some way or other, after that brainbuster, he has gained the strength of 10 men. In comes Angelo Mosca. Mark Lewin working on Brower. He's pulling the leg out. And Angelo Mosca pulling on the chin. Milano holding on one leg. They're getting him away from Killer Carl Cox. But look at Brower. Goes back to Cox. Mosca, Curtis, Lewin trying to get him off of Killer Carl Cox. He has absolutely gone wild, gone berserk. And everybody trying to pull him off of Killer Carl Cox. I have no love for Dick the Bulldog Brower, but the human tank has literally steamrollered everybody that has come in. It has taken 5 men to get him off Cox. He knocks Johnny Gray down, knocks Curtis down, Mosca goes down, Lewin's in the corner. Outside the ring, Milano is there, but believe me, everybody is trying to get them off. And the match is over. Look at him throw him back in the ring. He wants to get back in there and give Cox a go. He lets Mosca have it. He comes in there, but they're keeping him away from Killer Carl Cox. And believe me, wrestling fans, I've never seen a human tank go absolutely berserk like Dick the Bulldog Brower. It is absolutely beyond conception, the strength of this man. He's going through the crowd now, trying to get back into the ring and have another go at Cox. Mark Lewin is protecting him, and Johnny Gray and Angelo Mosca. But it's just like that slow-moving tank coming over, and Cox gets out of the way, and it looks like the human tank has finally run out of gas. Here's the man that absolutely had the strength of 10 men in that ring and went berserk, Dick the Bulldog Brower.
You bum, you suckered me in that ring when I wasn't watching you, Cox. And you picked me up, and you hurt my neck, Cox. You hurt my neck. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to crush you. You can't hurt me, Cox. You can't hurt me, Cox. You can't hurt me, Cox. You can't hurt me. When I get you in that ring, when I get you in that ring next time, they're going to carry you away on a stretcher, Cox. Because you ain't man enough to pick me up face to face where nobody's in the ring but you and me. You'll be in the ring with me at Festival Hall, Cox. And when you do, you better pack your bags and you better leave Australia because I'm going to cripple you. You hurt my neck and I'm going to tear you apart.
All right, as you may have figured out, this is live TV, and we miscued the first video. That's the trailer from Brush with Danger, which I saw last night. Livy Zhang is a young woman. She's 25 now. She not only directed and produced that film, she stars in it. She's a martial artist. She got the funding. She got the distributor. Amazing, amazing achievement. It's playing all this week at the Cinema Village, and it opens in Seattle and LA and other cities upcoming. And her brother's in the movie, Ken Zhang. And check it out this week at the Cinema Village on 12th Street in legendary Greenwich Village in New York. You'll enjoy it. I recommend it. And we may have set up the wrong clip, but it's basically the same people. Bulldog Brower, it's Australia. But
tell the truth. That was you when you were 25.
That's right. That was me. That wasn't Bulldog Brower. I lost weight. And
Little Evan.
A lot of weight.
That's right. The late, great Bulldog Brower, who was a main eventer worldwide.
Yeah. It's probably a good clip because his interview at the end is completely off the planet. And
that's right.
And the clip, it shows you what the crowd involvement in it, and that's what it was like. That's what we grew up watching.
Oh, yeah.
In the old days.
Well, us too. He was in the IWA. He wrestled Bruno at the Garden. I mean, you know, Brower was a huge name here, and in Canada too. Always a main eventer.
See, one advantage we had in Australia, if it was an advantage, because we were so far away, and back in those days, there was no internet around. We had no spoilers. So whatever happened in Australia, we didn't know what was going on in the rest of the world. So we could bring all these guys out, and it didn't matter what previous history they had in America, because we had our own.
When I was a kid, I would watch Fred Blassie on the LA TV, where he was beloved. Then he'd be a main event heel murdering people in New York. I was very confused. Yeah, very confused. So what we're going to do is take a very brief time out. And one more time, tell us about classic pop culture, the Carlucci Show, and anything you want to plug. Go ahead, guys.
Well, planetludwig.com. If we have a second later on, I have a question for Jeff. But I'm sorry, go ahead, Greg.
TheCarlucciShow.com. That's pretty much almost 5 years at it. And MTRRadio.com. And No Holds Barred in Your Face Radio.
And you're just taking a brief time out with the scheduling? Is that what you were saying?
I just, for so long, have been every week, week after week after week, booking people, and, you know, we all got to work, man. And
all right.
It just consumes your life, and I'm just kind of, just want to kind of relax.
All right.
I start broadcasting at Scotty's Steakhouse in October, so that'll really be big.
Okay. And Joe Mandica's coming to Legends TV. Anything you want to plug?
Just a Facebook page a friend of mine in Sydney and I run called World Championship Wrestling Australia, 1964 to 78.
All right.
And another Facebook page that I run myself. It's called the Oklahoma Kid, Elmer Gerald's tribute page. It's a page that I put up to this late wrestler's family.
And he died wrestling.
He actually died after wrestling Killer Kowalski. He'd been in Australia only about 3 or 4 days, and he died in 1968. And his family really didn't know. His family now don't know much about him, and I had a lot of stuff on him, so I put this page up for his family.
That's very nice of you. Very nice. Yeah. And we will be right back with Denny Love being interviewed. Don't go anywhere, folks. More Legends TV.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have 2 practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
All right, we're back with Legends TV, and you know, we have all kinds of cameras here. It's multiple camera shoot, and Greg Carlucci just reminded me that I have no good sides. So thank you, Greg Carlucci.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. And we are joined by Denny Love. What a great performance!
Hi, thank you.
You are what we used to call blue-eyed soul. You sing like a soul singer. I love R&B.
Thank you.
Do you classify yourself as an R&B singer, pop singer? Or?
Pop R&B, technically.
Absolutely.
Pop R&B, I guess, because I mean, I'm trying to make it more universal, so I don't want to just pigeonhole myself into just the soul category.
That's right. That's right. And who are some of the people you listen to?
Growing up.
Growing up, or now, or both?
Well, growing up, I listened to every Jackson everything. Basically, you know, Michael, Janet. I listened to a lot of Janet Jackson, actually.
Not Rebe Jackson.
Not Rebe Jackson.
Okay,
not Latoya.
All right.
And then I loved Prince growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Prince was like everything to me.
Prince is still
great.
Yeah.
And and Stevie Wonder, and my family, my father loved Lionel Richie.
Really?
So we listened to
I
a
loved
lot
early
of
Commodores. I didn't like the commercial stuff too much.
He loved early Commodores, yeah. And he liked the new stuff too, and we listened to a lot of that in the car. And
you know, Stevie Wonder's doing a Songs in the Key of Life tour. He's playing Madison Square Garden.
I have tickets.
Really, already? Wow, that's going to be amazing.
I was like, I'm right on top of that one.
Amazing, yeah.
He's another one too, for sure.
So what do you think of some of the current soul singers? I listen to Maxwell, Jill Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you listen to today?
I love Maxwell. I love Jill Scott. Gosh, there's so many that I listen to now. You know, I loved Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
I loved Lauryn Hill from before things got a little crazy.
Yeah, she had all kinds of tax
When
issues.
she won all her Grammys, though, I mean, she was so wonderful, like such a wonderful artist.
Lauryn Hill has the reputation for like showing up whenever. The tickets are at 8 and she'll stroll in at 11.
Yes. She has a little bit of a bad attitude, but I loved her when I was in high school. I listened to her all the time. And I don't know, currently, it's hard to say because everything's so blurred. The lines are so blurred in terms of music, in terms of genre,
The lines are blurred on who created the music. You have Robin Thicke in court with Marvin Gaye's family now.
Right.
You know.
And I love Robin Thicke. Love. I mean, his music his music over the last 10 years, like there's so much. The Evolution of Robin Thicke was one of his albums. It was excellent. There was so much good music on there, and like no one really heard it. And it's kind of annoying. And then he comes out with this song that's like a little bit more like risque and borderline, and it's crazy. And
Risque,
then the Marvin Gaye thing.
The women are topless in the video.
I mean,
risque, yeah.
He did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. You know what I mean? He did what he had to do.
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
He did what he had to do. You know what I mean? And I had respect for the fact that he's like, we need to take it to the next level. Whatever we got to do. I mean, I'm frustrated that there's so much that's being pushed towards the negative about what's going on with his career rather than some of the amazing musical strides he's made, over the last decade in terms of R&B.
You do have to admit, though, some of his songs do sound a lot like Marvin.
I mean,
I'm a huge Marvin Gaye fan.
I mean, yes.
Now, there's an artist named Cody Chestnut who's absolutely tremendous, R&B singer, who sounds like Marvin, but it's clearly his own music. He's just influenced.
Right.
So
I mean, like people say that about Lady Gaga too, and Madonna, with what she's been doing with with her music, and a lot of it does sound like Madonna, and a lot of her, button pushing is very Madonna-esque, you know, and she's trying to like push the envelope.
But
and
there
be
is
this guy.
there is that line, like George Harrison, "My Sweet Lord." Tell us about that, Steve.
Yeah, well, He's So Fine, a song by the Chiffons. He's so fine.
Yeah.
And my sweet Lord.
Yeah.
That was subconsciously, well, he was taken to court, and the judge ruled that subconsciously he may have borrowed that.
Subconsciously, okay.
Subconsciously.
And the,
that's tough legally to prove.
Yeah, and the ironic part is he wound up buying the company so he wouldn't be sued.
Wow.
That owned the Bright Tunes, that owned He's So Fine. So.
And Steve Ludwig's going to be doing a medley of My Sweet Lord, and He's So.
Well, maybe He's So Fine. I'm not sure
right.
what it's
And
going to
He's So Fine later in the show.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, well, you better do it at 12:29 when people are going to turn off anyway.
That's right, that's right. And we have a mutual friend in Luann Cerise, and Rad Recording Artist Development. Tell us about Luann.
Dear friend. So Luann's, her younger sister is married to my first cousin.
Uh-oh, nepotism. That's why you're here, nepotism. No, I'm kidding.
She's very dear. She's a dear friend. She's been wonderful to me.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for her and what she's doing with Rad, and, you know, helping people make their dreams come true. And
They've recorded, I believe, over 500 different songs for independent artists and support recording artist development. Rad.
It really is such a wonderful thing, in my opinion. I've been just very lucky to be able to know her and have her support too. She's very supportive of me in my career. She's at every show. She's wonderful.
And what's interesting about Rad is they'll record everything from hip hop to like maritime songs from the 1800s. You know, if it's good, it's good. They really, you know, very eclectic mix.
It is very.
I love
very
Kaylin.
eclectic.
You know Kaylin?
Yeah.
She was on the show here.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
yeah.
She's done some work with
She's
Rad.
great. Yeah.
Tremendous. Also, very soulful singer. Kaylin and the Sky Thieves.
Sky Thieves,
awesome.
that was it.
And we're going to get them back on the show.
Awesome.
And we've had some Rad artists over the years. And
there's a lot of talent in that pool.
Oh, absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely. And what we're going to do, you mentioned earlier that many times when you're performing, you have a huge entourage, you know, 10 people on stage. So why don't you set up this clip you sent?
Oh, okay, yes. So this is a clip from one of my past performances at Sullivan Hall, which is now, I think, no longer, which is sad. Boo-hoo.
Really?
But it was such a great venue. We had a very nice crowd there. They were very good to us. Thank you. We are performing one of our signature songs, one of my signature songs, I guess. It's called Good Face. It's very funky. You can hear there's a lot of horns going on in the background. There's horns. There's two backup singers. We have a blast with this song. So
all right, so check it out, folks. Denny Love with 10 pieces. Check this out.
Here we go, ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nobody calls the cops, and if they come, ladies, would you take off the top and show them a good time, give them a good night. Maybe they can stay and drink a bottle of juice wine. It's the right time to put on that night. Make a scream and shout and stare at your ass tonight. It's okay because it's turning the country right. Hurry up because it's over when they turn on the lights. You better put your good face on. You should be getting ready for your stand on the ground. Put your good face on.
delicious. Baby. Let's keep it going. Here we go, ready?
All right, and we are back. That's Denny Love Live. And during that set, Greg Carlucci's still bitching about the 3-hour commute here. It's like, we have guys coming from Australia in a few weeks. Greg,
in a few weeks,
right?
Yes, the initiative. And Jeff Brown.
That's right, that's right. So,
hey, he started it, man.
Yeah, actually, Steve's from New Jersey. It's not around the corner, right?
Yeah, it's 3 hours and 1 minute, so I traveled longer than you do.
There you go. Just saying he does it every week. You should reward him.
That's we do reward him. We have those donuts that Steve bought. That's how we reward him. So anyway, Denny, you have a big gig coming up?
I do, yeah. We have a gig coming up October 18th at the Bitter End in Manhattan in the Village. 10 o'clock p.m., 10 p.m., Saturday, October 18th, the Bitter End. It'll be my full band, the horns, the drums, the keys, the works.
And Justin as well?
Justin will be playing. He'll be playing guitar.
Justin's awesome.
He's phenomenal. He's so great. I'm very lucky, Justin, to have him in the group.
He was shy. We offered to interview him, and he's like hiding in the corner somewhere. But we love him anyway.
He would be fine. He's very charismatic.
There you go. All right. So what we're going to do is take a very brief time out, and when we come back to wrap up Legends TV, don't go anywhere. And we are back, and I am very pleased to say that in spite of hay fever season, I've survived this show. And we were talking about some important political issues, like in Australia, the toilet is like counterclockwise. And what's going on in Australia with your toilets, Jeff?
It's more of a rotational thing.
What's that?
It's more of like it flushes down and goes out, whereas yours has got the swirl.
That's why they say it's down under, I guess.
Yeah.
I've never really put that much study into it, to be honest. But I will when I go back.
You should.
See, women don't understand that these are the important subjects that guys talk about when we're alone. Can you imagine? Anyway, so Greg, when you think about the Carlucci show...
Really not. We don't talk about that stuff.
When you think about the Carlucci show, going back 4 or 5 years, what are some of the highlights?
I mean, as we talked in the beginning, the highlights have really been me being able to, live out the dream, as we all pretty much are doing, and the guests that I've had in, all the genres, I guess you say, the comedians, the models, the actors, the musicians, the reality TV stars, the list goes on and on and on. And every day you just got to pinch yourself, and you got to say, like, wow, I can't believe. And Steve was saying it, one of my biggest idols in radio, he doesn't like to hear it. Kane Peterson's up there. He was on K-Rock and Sirius XM. Besides Stern, I always listen to him on K-Rock. And he was in Sex and the City. And I was always like, this guy's so awesome. Yeah. And then here I am, interviewing the guy in person.
There you go.
And it's like, you've been listening to him for 15 years. And the greatest thing about what I do and what I guess we do is you can reach out to these people and not be a stalker.
Right.
Yeah. You can meet them. You can talk to them. You can talk to them on the phone. I'm friends with almost all my past guests, and it's that's the biggest thing, man. It's not even being able to just kind of your God-given talent, put it on the table. The thing that excites me the most is being able to talk to some of your favorite.
And you're very passionate about this. We've had discussions about radio, 12 midnight, 1 in the morning. I mean, you're really driven to, make it in this business. And you know, what is it about radio that, you know, makes it your, you know, your passion, your muse, your...
I just think that everybody's born with something that, you know that it's kind of their biggest gift, I guess you could say. And growing up, I was always the guy telling the jokes, always, you know, in the room, kind of getting everybody together, laughing. I'm not going to say I was a center of attention, but you know what I mean. You know, I've always like, man, I really enjoy this. I really like sitting on the back deck down the shore, having fun, you know, joking around with everybody. And I was like, I want to take this and I want to make a career out of it. Yeah. And when you actually get to do it, of all the things that I've done in my life, career-wise or whatever, when you finally know, and a lot of people don't get this opportunity, when you sit down and you go, this is what I was meant to do, that's the greatest feeling in the world.
All right. We want our listeners to listen to The Carlucci Show. And for both of you guys, Steve and Greg, when I started radio in 1991, WBAI FM 99.5 in New York City, my radio mentor, the late, great Fred Giabold, he taught me it's 80% the guest, 20% the host. And guys like Howard Stern have flipped that. It's more about the host and less about the guest. What do you think about that?
Well, like Greg was saying, you know, you get to speak to these people whom you really admired. I'd rather them speak 100% just to hear them talk and the stories they have to say. That's great advice. You know, just kind of set up a question and the great guests just take over anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. When Tony Napoli was on my show, I said one open-ended question, and I would let him talk for 20 minutes.
Exactly.
It was gold. It was just you don't hear anybody talk like this. But I do agree. I always say that the more the guest talks, the more successful you are as a radio host, because they're interested in being there.
Absolutely.
But I think it is. I've had guests in there kind of look at me and be like, where are we going with this, dude?
Right.
You got to constantly be on, you know, on the mark, and you got to run the show. So you can't 80% rely on your guests.
Yeah, it depends, because sometimes people freeze. Sometimes somebody's a great celebrity and they're not a great talker.
No, you have that. People are great on TV. They come on radio and they freeze up.
Exactly.
It's like they say with baseball, a good baseball umpire, you don't even know he's there.
Right.
Same
That's
thing
what
with
they
the radio
say about
host.
managers in pro wrestling. They're like they're the extra, you know. They're not the focus. A great heel manager, right, comes in at the right moment and backs off. It's still about the wrestlers, right?
Yeah, they don't try and hog the limelight.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, Denny, you're a wrestling fan?
Me?
Yeah.
In a
We'll take that as a yes.
Okay. Okay. So, Denny, you said you have another gig you wanted to plug? Something? Oh, no, your
just
social media?
Yeah, just that I'm online, social media, Denny Love Music, Twitter, all that, DennyLove.com, Facebook. Just reach out. I want to be hands-on. I kind of like feel kind of the same way as these guys do, like when they're talking about radio. I don't know, I feel that way about my fans and people that I interact with in the business. We all have to kind of be a part of this community together, even the consumer. And I want to reach out to my consumer, and I want them to reach out to me, so we can be part of what I'm trying to do together. You know, it's an experience.
I find that a lot of indie artists, they're great artists, and they're not good on the business side. They're not good on the promotion side. And you're good with the promotion. I've seen that this week just as far as this show, which I appreciate. But some guys are like, by the way, I have a gig in 3 hours. You know, like, let's drop everything. And, you know, I mean, they don't get it. They just don't get it.
You got to really plug yourself. You are your biggest advocate. I mean, that's really it.
They say you have to see it 7 times to remember. On November 1st, you're playing at such and such a venue. You can't just say on November 1st, you know, I'll be there in a couple hours. It doesn't work like that. People are busy, and there's a mountain of stuff hitting you on the internet. It's not like, you know, this is the only thing. So, you know, much respect. And I've had this conversation with Luann till we're blue in the face about artists not promoting themselves.
Yeah, you have to promote yourself. I mean, you know, these days it's so different. The music industry is different now. You are the self-starter. You have to be a self-starter. You have to be the one that's doing all the work. You don't even you don't really get a deal really anymore. You are the deal. You're doing it.
I'm not interrupting him, but he's 100% right, because I know artists that are unbelievable, and they're just not going anywhere, because in this day and age, it's not like it used to be where you got like picked up, you got called up.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it now, so it's like you're on your own to produce what produce your material.
Right.
Promotion has become part of the art.
It really is.
And
It
there
really
are
is.
great artists like Raheem DeVaughn, R&B
Yeah, I
singer.
love Raheem DeVaughn.
Guy's awesome.
Love him.
But, you know, this is his music. He gets 100% from what I understand.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the way a lot of artists are going today.
Yeah.
So you better promote yourself. Okay? You're
Yeah.
moving those CDs. You're moving those downloads.
Yeah.
Right? It's,
But it's not so much getting picked up and they do everything for you. You have to do everything
Yep.
yourself.
Pretty much.
Period.
You have to do everything.
So we're going to wrap things up, and we're going to head over to Jeff's house in Melbourne in an hour or two. And
Yep.
Right?
We'll flush the toilet.
We're going to all
And we'll
study the
work out how
toilet,
this thing
see
works.
see which way it's circulating. So anyway, guys, Denny Love, Jeff Brown, Greg Carlucci, Steve Ludwig.
Evan Ginzburg.
That's right. We will
The.
be back.
Thank you.
There you
The.
go. There you go. The Greg Carlucci Show.
No, the Carlucci Show, that pisses me off.
I'm
when
sorry,
people
the
say that.
Carlucci Show, not the Greg Carlucci Show. Excuse me. The
You did-
Carlucci Show
you did sign
says it
that.
right here.
You did sign that, Ginsburg.
There you go. We'll see you next week, folks, here at Legends TV.
Thank you.